among the evil stuff going on in Sacramento. They passed their annual fake budget a few days ago, and it's $91.5 billion, which is a major increase. Not a cut, but a big increase. In fact, it's about a $7 billion increase, and that tax referendum that Brown wants, $7 billion. So they want a tax increase to cover the increased spending. They're claiming there's cuts, but there's not. He did take out about $200 million from the budget because governors have some line item veto capabilities where you can just cross something out and say, oh, I'm not paying for that, or I'm going to pay less for that. And you know what he cut? Same dirtbag stuff that they do all the time. They cut money from the state parks. And remember how they threatened to close 70 parks? Well, they're only going to close 5. But this is what they were clamoring earlier this year. Oh, we have to have a remember last year, too, we have to have a tax increase. We're going to close all the parks. They never did. Now they're going to close 5. They're getting private donations. They're getting nonprofit agencies to donate and other government agencies as well. So the whole state park thing was largely a sham, but he did cut the state parks because he needs that talking point when he tries to sell his tax increase. They also cut state-funded scholarships known as CalGrants. It's cut by 5% for new and continuing students at private colleges. Financial aid's going to be reduced for some students using CalGrants at public colleges. Remember, Jerry Brown and the Democratic legislature created a pool of money, tens of millions of dollars, under the DREAM Act for illegal alien children who want to go to college. That money will be spent. But legal residents, students who are here legally, either American citizens or otherwise legal residents, their funding for CalGrants is going to be cut. Now, why would you cut CalGrant funding to Hispanic American children who are citizens or who are here legally and then give the money to illegal alien kids? Just a policy question I have. Why would you cut the funding for the CalGrant scholarships to American residents, including Hispanic American residents, college kids, and give it under the DREAM Act to illegal alien kids? They're going to tell you it's 2 pots of money, but I don't believe that BS. Just remember that when they try to champion the tax increase and they claim, oh, we have to cut the CalGrants for kids trying to go to college. Yeah, out of money. Yeah, we have to cut the parks. Remember that these are all talking points that are going to be used in the future. Still, you got $91.5 billion of spending, and that's still $7 billion more than last year, and that matches the $7 billion in the tax for the tax increase. They're also cutting money from child care. You see what they're doing here? Now, they're not cutting any money from the exorbitant salaries that the prison guards make, the exorbitant salaries that cubicle workers make for the state government. They're not cutting the crazy health care that they get. They're not cutting the obese pensions that all these people get. No cuts there. But they're going to cut child care, and they're going to cut park money, and then they're going to cut CalGrant scholarships to the kids who are citizens. That's the cuts they're going to make, while they're increasing spending by $7 billion, and they want to increase taxes by $7 billion. Understand that, because hardly anybody, maybe no one will explain this between now and November. This is the only place where we're going to explain to you everything that they do. We told you earlier this week that Jerry Brown, the Democratic legislature, and I'll explain more of this in the next segment, but bear with me here. There's a weird manipulation that the Democratic legislature did in order to get Jerry Brown's tax referendum at the top of the ballot come November. There's going to be 11 initiatives on the ballot. and Jerry Brown wanted his first. And so they did this little maneuver, and I'll explain it to you more in a few minutes to get it on top. But now, Molly Munger, the civil rights attorney, she's very wealthy. She has a tax referendum on the ballot as well. This is the one that would raise income taxes on virtually everybody in the state. Anybody making $7,300 or more, boom, you got a big income tax increase. Well, she doesn't like it that Jerry Brown's tax increase is going to the top, and she's going to be buried far lower. So Molly Munger has filed a lawsuit to put Jerry Brown's tax initiative back to the bottom of the ballot. In close elections, says her lawsuit, ballot order can determine the success or failure of a measure. Yeah, this is how people vote. They're not educated. They don't read. They don't listen. They don't watch to learn about an issue. They just show up and they try to read what each initiative is about, and then after one or two of them, they get really bored and tired, and they just start voting no on everything. And voting no on everything is generally a good idea, but this is the way the world works. So nobody wants their initiative near the bottom because they know people are going to be bored by then and just start voting no. So that's why Jerry Brown had the legislature do this quirky little maneuver to make sure his ballot comes to the top. We'll tell you how he did it coming when we come back, but Molly Munger is filing a lawsuit. And then after 5:30, we'll get into the strange story of Roger Schleifer, the cartoon and comic book video game executive who is run down by a hit-and-run driver in Santa Monica, and the police didn't do anything about it. But all of his friends are working day and night to investigate the issue themselves because the Santa Monica police have dropped the ball. John and Ken, KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.